In the often guarded world of the Prince and Princess of Wales, glimpses into their private family rhythms are rare, precious, and deeply cherished by royal watchers. Yet, every so often, Catherine, with her disarming warmth and instinctive relatability, lets slip a detail that illuminates not only her role as a future queen, but her steadfast dedication to creating an authentic, nurturing home for her children. This Christmas season, one such quiet revelation arrived almost by accident, a subtle hint about how Catherine and her three children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Lutz, decorated the Christmas tree inside their new residence at Forest Lodge, the home that has become the emotional anchor of their private family life. The remark was brief, almost conversational. But for those of us who observe the royal household with care, it opened a window into something far more meaningful, a story of tradition, intention, and the timeless pursuit of warmth during the winter season. Catherine's revelation connects back to something she first shared years ago during a visit to Peterley Manor Farm. Speaking to the owner, Roger Brill, she casually mentioned that the Wales family prefers a Nordmann fir, a detail that spoke volumes then, and even more now, as the family settles into Forest Lodge. The Nordmann fir is not chosen for grandeur, nor for rare botanical qualities, but for something deceptively simple. It does not shed its needles. In a household with three energetic children and an excitable black cocker spaniel named Orla, this is not merely practical, it is a symbol of Catherine's guiding philosophy. The Princess of Wales has always balanced heritage with modern family life. A tree that is symmetrical, resilient, fragrant yet understated, and welcoming to little hands eager to hang ornaments says more about Catherine's parenting than 1,000 official statements ever could. Nordmann firs, with their soft, glossy needles and balanced branches, are universally beloved, not only by gardeners, but by families who seek the silent magic of a tree that remains beautiful from the first Advent weekend to Epiphany. Catherine's choice reveals her deep understanding of tradition, real, imperfect, and lovingly human. Although their home at Windsor serves as their public anchor, Forest Lodge has become the Wales family's retreat, secluded, wooded, and blissfully shielded from the intensity of royal life. It is here that the real family memories unfold. And it is here, according to Catherine's quiet hint, that this year's tree was trimmed not by decorators, nor by a staff regimented by schedule, but by 4 pairs of hands working together. George, now a thoughtful and introspective 12-year-old, approaches Christmas decorating with a seriousness that mirrors his father at the same age. He takes after William in his methodical approach, spacing ornaments evenly, evaluating the symmetry of the branches, adjusting what he deems slightly off. It is the early training of a future monarch, but also the earnest enthusiasm of a boy still young enough to feel wonder. Charlotte, 10, brings the sparkle literally and figuratively. Her aesthetic instincts, reminiscent of the late Princess Diana, are already becoming evident. She is the one who chooses the baubles with artistry, pairing gold with soft red, positioning each ornament where the light will catch it most beautifully. There is intention in her gestures, but also joy, the joy of seeing beauty emerge from shared effort. And then there is Louis, 7, the spirited heart of the trio. For him, decorating is less about precision and more about participation, an explosion of energy, curiosity, and unfiltered delight. Catherine has spoken often of the value of giving her children space to express themselves, and nowhere is this more visible than in the way Louis approaches Christmas decorating. If an ornament is slightly too low or slightly too clustered, no one minds. It is part of the story. It is part of the love. The Wales family's signature style, quiet, timeless, and emotional, royal commentators have long admired the visual identity Catherine has created for her family, elegant, understated, deeply rooted in the quiet luxury that has become synonymous with her public and private aesthetic. This year's tree at Forest Lodge, while unseen by the public eye, can be imagined through the clues she has left us over the years. We know Catherine gravitates toward warm-tone lights, fairy lights that evoke candle glow, not spotlight glare. She prefers hand-blown glass ornaments in golds and deep reds, tones that speak to tradition more than trend. Her trees in the past have featured crackle-glazed baubles, frosted lanterns, and delicate heirloom pieces passed down or gifted. From Kensington Palace to Adelaide Cottage, her trees have always embodied a harmony of restraint and sentiment, never over-decorated, never ostentatious, always evocative of a home lived in and loved. But what makes the Forest Lodge tree especially poignant this year is the echo of something Catherine once shared about her own mother, Carol. Carol often kept two trees, one meticulously curated by her, and another for the children, filled with handmade ornaments, memories, and emotional weight. Catherine, too, has embraced this practice in spirit. At Westminster Abbey last December, during her Together at Christmas carol service, the Wales children added their handwritten names to a long red paper chain, a simple, touching reminder that Christmas, for the Wales family, is as much about participation as presentation. What makes Catherine's quiet revelation about the Forest Lodge tree so touching is the way it connects past, present, and future. The Princess of Wales has often spoken about the importance of grounding her children in traditions that outlast the temporary noise of publicity and duty. By choosing a real tree, trimmed personally and lovingly, she reinforces a message that Christmas in the Wales household is not about spectacle, but about belonging. It is about the scent of pine greeting the children when they run down the stairs. It is about little fingers carefully placing ornaments on branches. It is about a mother choosing simplicity over excess because she knows that memories grow best in quiet spaces. And it is especially about giving three future leaders of the monarchy an intimate sense of normalcy. The royal future reflected in a single tree in many ways. The Christmas tree at Forest Lodge symbolizes the Wales family's entire approach to royal life in this era. William and Catherine are redefining what it means to be modern royals, grounded, empathetic, protective of childhood, unwaveringly focused on emotional authenticity. The decorations hung by George, Charlotte, and Louis are not merely festive touches, they are markers of continuity. They remind us that behind the grandeur of Christmas at Sandringham, behind the cameras waiting at St. Mary Magdalene Church, behind the centuries of royal tradition, there is a family that values the quiet moments most. Catherine's inadvertent revelation about their tree is not just a domestic detail. It is a glimpse into who she is as a woman, a mother, and a future queen. A reminder that sometimes the most meaningful royal stories are told not through ceremony, but through simple acts, like hanging a bauble on a branch in a warm, firelit room at Forest Lodge. For royal observers, this moment provided something we rarely receive, an emotional anchor. Forest Lodge is not just an estate, it is a setting where the Wales family is beginning to root new traditions, recover from difficult years, and carve out a childhood for George, Charlotte, and Louis that is as grounded as possible. Catherine's inadvertent admission, casual, unguarded, heartfelt, pulled back the curtain just enough for us to see the truth. Inside Forest Lodge, beyond the headlines and the controversies, stands a Christmas tree. Not perfect, not lavish, but lovingly decorated by a mother and her children. And in that image lies the very essence of Christmas. Not spectacle, but connection. Not grandeur, but grace. Not duty, but devotion.